Aside from the Oni, believe me that no other person would tolerate the kind of character his wives exude on daily basis. Yes, aside from him, no other person would tolerate it. Or should we speak of his brother, his stepmother, his mother, anybody at all, his father inclusive, they would not tolerate the character his wives put up. And I think it is on this note that the prominent men have called Miriam in for a meeting. Yes, they have called her in for a meeting. According to what we heard, allegedly, Miriam declined the meeting, knowing fully well the reason why she is being called in for a meeting. So, my people, some days ago, which if we could backdate it, it will be Sunday, Miriam stormed Akure and she held Olori Naomi hostage right inside her church when the service was ongoing. And what Miriam did was that she came in with some gunmen who obstructed the service. Some persons ran out, some persons remained there, and Olori Naomi was held to the ground that they wanted to have a discussion. And on the fact that they wanted to have a discussion, everybody was asking, will you have a discussion with Naomi with a gun pointed to her head? Yes, because according to her, the last time she went to Naomi's place to have a discussion with her in such a way that both of them could communicate, Naomi asked the Ife, the Akure youth, to throw her out of her apartment. So this time around, she wanted the discussion in such a way that she will be the one to say, we have reached the end of the discussion, and they would stop. My people, we don't even know which one exactly. Yes, we don't know which one exactly we are going to bank on. Whether she say that, okay, oh, because Miriam had her thrown away, Naomi had Miriam thrown out of her apartment the other time because they had a discussion, and when she asked Miriam, is that it? Miriam said yes. Okay, she said, okay, she should get going. And Miriam said no. She has not really gotten what she wants from Olori Naomi. You can't go to Naomi's house and then you will force her to say that, okay, I would come and talk to the Oni and I would make sure that you returns back into the palace. It doesn't make sense. Or you would tell her to come and say that, okay, oh, I would not return back into the palace since you love the palace so much. It doesn't make sense. You can't go to her apartment and have her sit there and say that that is what you want to hear from her, because obviously that is what Miriam wanted to hear from her. And if the discussion just continued, it was just going to be a whole puzzle altogether. So what Olori Naomi did was to have her leave her apartment. And since that day, Miriam kept on saying how rude Naomi is, but people keep covering it up. Naomi is not a good person. They keep making her look so good. You understand? She just kept on elongating this whole thing over and over again. And this thing happened, I think, just 2 days before Oni went into his exclusion period. So Oni went to Akure, and apparently they had a discussion where he told Olori Naomi to leave for Abuja while he stays in his exclusion period, because you know that from Ife to Akure, these women, they trade it like they are moving from the palace to the Olojo ground. So now Naomi have left Akure because of this whole incident after it happened, and Oni had to go into a exclusion period. And this matter has not been addressed. That is the most interesting part of it. The matter has not been addressed. The matter has not been looked into. Yes, it has not even been considered at any point at all, because these women only went into exclusion. So now the prominent men have called Miriam for a meeting, because she is the one who is directly involved in this. She's the one who paid the gunmen, she's the one who took the gunmen and invaded Naomi's church, pointing it to her head that she wanted to have a discussion. So now they have invited her for a meeting, and this meeting is just simple, to ask her, why did you do what you did? So now if she goes there to tell them that, okay, the last time I had a conversation with with Naomi, she had me moving out. That is why I wanted to make sure that the conversation would take place. I had to take some extra means, but she toned down the request for the meeting completely, knowing fully well that what she did is wrong. And if she goes in for that meeting, she might not come back completely the same way she went in. It's neither the prominent men might have a punishment for her, or she might be arrested by the police, because Oni himself said that act is very, very uncalled for before he went into exclusion. And for till further notice, we would not be hearing him speak on any matter. So my people right now know what Miriam is doing. We don't know if she has calculated it well, no. And she don't conclude saying that this one day right, because as this matter can't be now, and the way we are looking at this thing right now, Miriam would not escape it. But the problem now is this thing happened just exactly when the Onis went into his exclusion period. So there are tendencies, or let's say there are possibilities, that by the time Oni comes out, they feel forget the matter self. That's Miriam's. That's always her gig. She knows exactly when to strike, and she strikes when the matter will be forgotten before an action will be taken. Ah, God, this woman. So right now, my people, that is a cocoa on ground. Olori Miriam doing all of these things put together and trying to make them look like what she did is right. Well, nobody will counter what she did. If you call her into that meeting like they are calling her right now, she would definitely tell you a million things. Yeah, she will tell you this happened, that happened. She would have so many things to tell you. But right now, why is she running from going there to tell those things? Because categorically speaking, no matter how this thing goes, they would want to hear, why did you point a gun to Naomi's head? If you people want to have a discussion, there are more civilized ways that discussion goes on without a gun. Once you point a gun to someone's head, even if the person is lying to you, the person might not really have that confidence of lying to you, simply because what, you have a gun to the person's head, and the next thing you might pull the trigger. Yeah, so the whole thing now has become quite crucial. So my people, that is how the matter is. And as we progress, or let's say as time goes on, we would all come to that point of realization that these women, they calculate a lot before taking their actions, except Olivia Aderonke, who doesn't think. Yes, at most times she just do her things.